been expecting you.
What is up, everybody? Josh here with Lorgasm, and oh my god, let's talk about WandaVision Episode 3. So Episode 3 starts off with a Brady Bunch or Partridge Family like intro, which is pretty good. We're getting hexagons, this hexagon pattern everywhere. After that, we cut to the new living room set where Wanda has a doctor checking her out and telling her that she is 4 months pregnant, and Vision asks if it's possible to have this kind of sped up pregnancy within 12 hours. So this is literally the next day after the last episode. Wanda realizes that Vision is asking too many questions, so he has him escort the doctor out of the house. The doctor tells us that he's going on vacation, so he got there right in time today. And then Vision notices Herb is cutting bushes, which I'm pretty sure is at Dottie's house. So he's doing work at Dottie's house, unless the house is changed up between episodes and it's actually Herb's house now. But I don't think it's going that far with changing everything. So I think he's just cutting the bushes at Dottie's house. But he notices that Herb's actually using the hedge trimmers and cutting into the cinder block separator between the driveway and the yard. Herb just nonchalantly acknowledges it, and then Vision goes back inside where he sees that Wanda's stomach is even bigger now. And this is where we get the scene from the trailer of Vision speeding over to Wanda catching the papaya. After that, we cut to Wanda putting together the crib and painting the wall. Vision is reading parenting books, and Wanda is starting to feel the kicks of the baby already. She says something is fluttering, and then butterflies start flying over the crib. After that, they start debating on what they're going to name the children. Vision wants Billy after William Shakespeare. Wanda wants an all-American name, so she wants Tommy. And as we know, Tommy and Billy are the names of Speed and Wiccan, so we're getting there. The way that everything has been speeding along, Vision thinks that Wanda will be giving birth by Friday. We then cut to a scene of Vision practicing changing diapers on a doll, and then as soon as he gets done, Wanda starts feeling Braxton Hicks contraction, which if you don't know what that is, it just means like fake contractions that feel like super real. He then starts practicing the normal breathing, the pregnancy breathing technique with her. She then feels another contraction, and then everything goes wonky and the power goes out for the whole street. We cut to a scene of Dottie coming up to Phil, her husband, and asking if the earrings that she's wearing makes her look fat, and the power goes out and he says, "Oh, thank God." It's peak comedy right there. Awesome. Vision gets back from checking the neighborhood from the power outage, and then Wanda is inquiring if he thinks that the neighbors think that it's her fault because of all the close calls they've been having with everyone almost finding out their powers. And then Vision starts to realize or notice like all the weird things that have been happening, and that he might be in a simulation, or he's being Truman showed right now, or something that just weird is like happening to him or to them. And he starts to kind of mention that to Wanda, and then instead of a rewind effect like the last 2 episodes have done, this time we just get a straight jump cut back to him walking, and instead of him noticing all the weird things, he just chalks everything up to them being in uncharted waters with a human and a synthezoid having a child together. Right after that, she starts having contractions again, and then the whole house starts raining because her water broke. We then get our third commercial. This one starts off with what seems to be a housewife. She's sitting at a table eating food, and kids are playing with a ball in the house. It hits the table and splashes the food everywhere, and then there's a dog peeing on the counter, or like on the side of the counter, and then her daughter burns a meal, and then she's blending a smoothie, and it's just getting everywhere. It's coming out of the lid and everything. And then it cuts to a voiceover asking if the mom wants to get away or wants to have a break, and then it cuts to her taking a bath, and it says, when you want to get away but you don't want to go anywhere, Hydra Soak, find the goddess within. And I think this is representing what's happening to Wanda right now. She created this own little bubble world because she wanted to get away from everything in the real world, and being in here, she's either looking for probably the goddess of death, the Grim Reaper, or it's actually because of all the powers that she's manifesting lately, she's becoming a goddess herself, which is cool to think about. Or it can also mean, because it's called Hydra Soak, so it can also mean that she created like a little bubble in her head to get through the painful tests and stuff to gain her power. So this is just like a continuation from the Strucker Watch, where she's at with her trauma. And now here is when shenanigans begin to ensue. So they get it to stop raining, and Wanda gets rid of all the water in the house, and then Vision leaves to go get the doctor. He just takes off running, and while he's waiting, Wanda's going through more contractions. She's doing her breathing technique, and she starts hearing some squawking, so she looks inside the baby room, and the stork that was being painted on the wall has come to life. And then of course, since this happened, Geraldine happened to knock on the door. She came over to ask for a bucket because her house, or the pipes in her ceiling, started leaking. Wanda put a jacket on. She's trying to avoid having anybody know that she's pregnant this fast. And she keeps trying to hide her pregnancy from Geraldine. Wanda gets her a bucket, and then Geraldine starts talking about how she got a promotion at her new job, and the whole time the stork is like stalking around everywhere, and Wanda keeps trying to use her magic to get rid of it, and it just keeps brushing off the magic. Geraldine is wearing pants with fish on them, so then the stork is trying to eat the fish that's on her pants. Wanda then throws a piece of fruit at the stork to scare it away, and then Geraldine hears chittering of it. Wanda starts making ice machine sounds, saying that she has the built-in ice machine in the fridge. Geraldine then asks Wanda if they keep supplies, like office supplies, in their spare room, which is now the baby room, because she needs it for her promotion. She walks in and realizes that Wanda is pregnant, and then at that time Wanda begins to give birth. Vision makes it to the doctor and then grabs him and starts running back with him on his back. Because Wanda starts to give birth, everything is going crazy. There's a vacuum that's vacuuming by itself. Pictures are like spinning, lights are flicking on and off, and then first baby is born. Vision makes it back with the doctor, and he's disheartened a little bit that he was too late. So Geraldine takes the doctor into the kitchen, grab like towels and stuff, and then Vision goes and holds his baby. He calls it Tommy, Tommy Speed, which would make sense because he was born first. Wanda says that he should hold him while wearing his actual face, not the human face he's disguised in right now. And then out of nowhere, Wanda starts screaming again because another baby's coming. And that's when we get Billy, or Wiccan. The doctor comments on how Geraldine could be a nurse because of how much help she's been. Vision offers to walk the doctor out. Wanda thanks Geraldine for helping. When Vision and the doctor walk out the door, Vision says he hopes that the doctor can still make his trip, and the doctor says, "Oh, I don't think I will. Small towns, they're so hard to escape." And he says it really weird, as if he's trapped where he is. When Vision went to pick him up, he was actually working on his vehicle because it couldn't get going. Vision turns around to head back inside, and he waves hi to Herb and Agnes, who are talking. Vision asks if they lost power, and then Agnes says, "Yeah, but Ralph looks better in the dark," so another mention of Ralph, but we don't know who he is yet. We haven't seen him yet. They ask if Geraldine's inside, and then we cut to inside the house where Geraldine and Wanda are talking, and she says, "Can you believe that you had twins?" And then Wanda says that she was a twin and that his name was Pietro. When she says this, Geraldine starts getting like a weird face, like she's realizing something, and then Wanda starts singing a Sokovian lullaby to the twins, and then Geraldine says, Pietro was killed by Ultron, wasn't he? And Wanda just stops singing, and she looks at her, she's like, what did you just say? And then we cut back over to Vision, Herb, and Agnes, and they're talking about how Geraldine is new in town. She doesn't have a family or a house. Then we cut back into the house, and Wanda's asking Geraldine what she just said, and Geraldine tries to recover by saying, Wanda, you're such a strong lady. And she's like, no, what did you say about my brother? And then we cut back to outside, and Vision's like, what do you mean she doesn't have a house? And then they start telling him that she came to where they're at because, and they just can't get it out. And then he's like, because we're all, and he wants to say it, but he can't say it. And then Agnes looks at him and is like, don't say it. I'm pretty sure they're all dead. This is the land of the dead, is what this is. And then we cut back inside, and Wanda sees the sword symbol around Geraldine's neck, which is like kind of where somebody would wear a peace amulet. She asks her who she is, and she can't answer. We cut back outside, and Agnes is like, I gotta go. And then Herb cuts the conversation. He's like, alright, well, I'll see you later. So Vision runs back inside and asks where Geraldine is. Wanda said, oh, she had to go home. And then the aspect ratio starts to go from 16:9 to full screen. And then we see the Westville sign, and we start to see a white static electrical field against a bubble, and we see Geraldine fly outwards, and she starts getting surrounded by sword agents in cars and a helicopter with a spotlight on her, and Daydream Believer starts playing, and that's the end of the episode. I thought this episode was amazing. There's just so much going on. Everything's like getting revealed slowly, but like a lot at once. And yet there's still questions. How did Geraldine get there? Are all the neighbors and stuff actually dead? And Wanda went to the land of the dead to try to get Vision out, or to even just live a life with Vision because she can't get him out. The For the Children in episode 2, was that supposed to be like Wanda trades one of her kids to Mephisto, that way she can get Vision out of the land of the dead? Maybe. There's so much. The episode being in color, that was a plus. It looks amazing. I'm pretty sure all the crazy stuff that was happening while Wanda was giving birth was actually Wiccan's power, not Wanda's power, because most of it, Wanda was like, oh, I didn't even realize I did that. It wasn't her, it was Wiccan. I rated the last 2 episodes really high, like with an 8 and a 9, and I still feel like they're at 8 and a 9, but this one, I don't want to go 10 with it because I feel like there's so much more coming. So I'm gonna go a 9.5 for this because it was amazing. And there's so much. I'll probably do a theory video about how much stuff I got going through my head of what's happening. This show just keeps exceeding my expectations. I still feel like it's probably going to be a better bingeable show than a episode by episode show, but it's doing a bang up job being an episode by episode show. And then what was with the Daydream Believer playing at the end? That was just, is this really just going on inside Wanda's head? Is she actually just dreaming and she manifested this bubble? Everything's just crazy right now. I cannot wait for the next episode. I was hoping we got 2 episodes tonight, but we only got the 1. I'm fine with that. It was amazing. It was a little short for my taste. I was hoping for a little longer as well. I feel like Disney just needs to get their act together and start doing their shows an hour long, because that is what the fans want. We don't want these little dinky 25-30 minute episodes. We want hour episodes of everything. I don't know if they think that the attention spans won't last for those, but Game of Thrones was hour-long episodes, and that was the biggest show for years until it bombed in its last season. So Disney, get your act together. We want hour-long episodes. Alright, that's all I got for you today. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.